Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Let's talk about the altcoins that I am currently buying. You may be like, what? You are buying altcoins? You, the guy that says you should not buy altcoins? Yes, I'm buying some altcoins, and in this video I would like to show you which one. So like the video if you like the video already, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and if you want to get a lot of extreme information that can really help you with your crypto journey, there's a link to Patreon down below. Lot of exclusive content. But in yesterday's video, I said really quickly, like, hey guys, it looks to me like the Bitcoin dominance is sitting at some kind of a resistance level, which may suggest that altcoins on their Bitcoin pair could go up if this gets rejected. Not saying it will, but we are sitting at some resistance that we like. This is last cycle resistance that we had in August 2020. We now approach that level. Like on the whole way up for the Bitcoin dominance, we never really had any resistance on the way up. Now we finally got to the first point, and I feel like, yeah, you know, maybe convert some Bitcoin into altcoins right now. So in this video, I would like to show you the list of altcoins that I just bought like an hour ago with my Bitcoin. If you want to buy it with dollars, it's a different story, because the Bitcoin dominance going down doesn't necessarily mean that altcoins go up in dollar value, because if Bitcoin also goes down, altcoins can still go down on the dollar pair. But if you have Bitcoin and you want to make more out of it, you could of course put it into some altcoins, watch them go up on their Bitcoin pair, then sell it back into Bitcoin again. And that's kind of how I'm trading it, because I want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible to prepare for when the bull market really starts. And yeah, at a certain point, this thing will go higher in my opinion. And therefore we have to take a look at the total 3 on its Bitcoin pair and then take away USDT. And then the chart looks like this. I think that we could approach this area over here. This is the ultimate once in a lifetime, well, twice, opportunity to accumulate altcoins, right? But we are not there yet. However, there could be a little pump in between, and I want to catch that pump for once, right? I'm never trading, I'm never doing that kind of stuff. I'm a long-term investor, but I also want to have a bigger bag for the longer term, and this is a good way to do it. So what altcoins am I looking at? And more specifically, like more interesting, how do I find these altcoins? Well, I think there is a golden rule in this, because I expect this. I expect something like this, a bounce, maybe all the way here, and then go down, right? And I want to trade this. It doesn't look like much, but this is actually quite a lot. This could be a 30% gain in your portfolio, right? While playing it pretty safe. However, if it doesn't work out, and this chart goes down right away, aka the dominance goes up, you do not want to get left behind with some altcoins in your portfolio that you don't like in the first place. So if you want to look for altcoins that you want to buy right now to trade it for that Bitcoin, you should consider like, okay, but if this trade goes wrong, am I stuck with altcoins that I don't like, or am I stuck with altcoins that I feel like, okay, whatever, now it's cheaper, I want to get more because I like them anyway for the next bull run? That's what I'm doing. And also, look, this chart is the average of every altcoin, right? And the altcoin market is crashing like very hard right now compared to Bitcoin, right? Against Bitcoin, they are getting wrecked, completely wrecked. Matter of fact, over the last year, it's down 50%, more than 50%, right? So altcoins overall were not a good buy. However, you can take a look at Nakamoto Games. You can take a look at Kaspa. Lately, you can take a look at Solana and be like, yeah, it was a good buy. Yeah, there are some exceptions, right? So you always also want to take a look at the individual altcoin charts. Now, again, I'm not saying buy them with your dollars, because then you have to take a look at the total 3. And the total 3, if you take all these, you know, the stables away, then it looks like this, and this is a downtrend. It's sitting at big resistance right now. If you take a look at the total tree and just take USDT away, it looks like this. So also still a downtrend, which is sitting at resistance right now. Okay, so I don't expect to buy these altcoins for them to go up in dollar value, but I want them to go up in Bitcoin value, which means Bitcoin is likely to go down, right? Well, if I look at this chart for Bitcoin, what do you see? Let me take a look at this chart. Bitcoin is sitting a major resistance. It was in an uptrend the whole year, right? This white line. But now it broke down and it retests this as resistance. It can do this, definitely. It can do this, right? But the chart can also break down, retest, fall back down. Right? That's kind of my expectation. Now let's dive into the altcoins. So what I'm looking at, again, are altcoins that are, one, in my opinion, if the trade goes wrong, an altcoin that I feel like, okay, this is a strong project, I don't mind holding this one. And two, sitting at some crucial support. Okay, let's start with the first one, Atom. What I did, by the way, I just have a complete watch list of everything that I ever check out. And I checked out all the Bitcoin pairs. And I put a couple of them that I like into a new watch list, into my BTC pairs watch list. Now, the first one, again, is Atom. Atom is a good project. It's a good project. I like it. If I look at the chart, I'll be like, man, this is an oscillator, right? What it does, downside, upside, downside, upside, downside, upside. Where is it right now? Well, you know, this is simple, right? It's sitting at the downside. Could it go down to these wicks? These wicks right here? Yeah, of course it could. It could go down another 15%, could go down another 33%. But let's not be too picky about the bottom in the first place, because it could always go down. At a certain point, you have to make the trade. And if I look in what kind of range it is right now, I feel like, man, if I'm not going to buy it now, then when, right? So again, if you now convert some Bitcoin into Atom and the trade goes wrong and it goes down even more, then you could say like, yeah, it's 25% cheaper right now. I like Atom. What an extreme good buying opportunity this was, because the last time it was there, it gained a 7x against Bitcoin. Remember, this was in the bull market. Bitcoin also went up. This was Atom dollar value was insane high. We are now almost sitting at that level again. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. If it goes up now towards wherever, I have to take a look by then. But then we start taking some profits into Bitcoin. And if you feel like, man, if the dollar pair did well and you feel like, man, I'm gonna take my profits into dollars, also fine. But it's my little trading challenge over here to gain more Bitcoin. So Atom looks good. Like, it has not been really making lower lows and lower highs ever since the bear market started necessarily. I mean, it's been doing what it did anyway. Matic also. Matic is a little more high risk, high reward. Well, at least more high risk. And you could say like, Matic, such a high cap coin. How is that high risk? Well, yeah, Matic is also it's been ranging very clear between this and this. So if you ever want to buy, then do it here. If you want to sell, do it here. Easy. But if the trade goes wrong and it does break down this time, which could happen, right? Then it has a long way to go, because there is not much support between where we are right now and 67% down. It's funny, like how can you say like, hey, how can Matic go like 70% down and maybe another altcoin can't? Like, isn't the crypto market like all kind of the same? Yeah. But if that happens, it's probably because there are some really bad Matic news, right? The charts go first and then the news comes. It's quite funny how that works, but it's actually how it works. Let's stay positive. And let's look at this range for now, right? Let's forget about this part. Let's look at this range. This range is like beautiful, beautiful and easy. It's a really easy range, right? And you don't have to go with this yellow line necessarily. You can also draw this like this box right here and say, well, this whole area, yeah, kind of here is accumulation, right? And this area here is offloading, right? Because every time it went down here, it was a good buy. Every single time so far. Except here, right? Like you could take a little trade out of this, but well, still quite a trade. Every time was a good buy. So why wouldn't it be right now? And again, if it does break down, then okay, you can get some really fucking cheap Matic, right? So that's definitely not bad. So I've bought some Matic as well for this challenge. The next one that I'm doing this with, yeah, you can also already see the list, but fuck it, I'm not much of spoilering. Well, I don't know what I want to say. Kronos looks a little different. It's a little weaker because this is not really an oscillate. Like this is more going down. But it never comes down in a straight line, right? What it does goes to the upside, goes to the downside, upside, which is slightly lower, downside, upside, downside. Like the gains, and at a certain point it can break out up or down. But for now, hey, if it does go to the upside again, bro, I'm not complaining because how far is that from where we are right now? It's like 5x, right? It is the pattern so far, right? And one thing that I learned over the last years that I definitely learned is don't fight the trend. Like a lot of people, they look at the trend, or they don't even look at the trend, but they just get emotional and they do whatever they shouldn't do. While if you turn off your emotions and you just look at the trend, yeah, trading could be really easy. Like one example, look at this, Foco Forge. Look at this trend. If people like even here be like, whoa, look at this trend already. If you traded it from there, you could take a lot of good trades out of it. This Foco Forge is so easy to trade. My whole Foco Forge bag is for free right now. It's like crazy. It's so easy, right? And at a certain point, it will be different. But come on, what you gonna do in the meantime? Nothing. You can definitely get something out of it. So with Kronos, it's a little different as it is going down, but still it is at the lower levels right now. Now, still for every single one of these charts go like, hey, they could get invalid like right now when we start the challenge. Well, at least if you want to do it as well, I don't know, but it could get invalid, right? It could now happen that Kronos says like, okay, oh, you bye, gone. Therefore, I said, like, do take a look what for you feels like something you want to hold, no matter what. Because if you don't like Kronos, but you're buying it just for this trading, yeah, what you're gonna do when it goes down? You're wrecked, and you're probably gonna sell it right here, and you end up in a loss. You do never want to get end up in a loss because of this. But for now, it's more than clear to me that this area is great, right? We not try to time the bottom here again. Could it go down towards this level? Yeah. Could we lose 20% in the meantime? Yeah. But look, this is the weekly chart I'm showing on all these charts, right? This is not a trade that I'm taking today and cashing out next week. This is for at least the rest of the year. At least the rest of the year. I think it could be a really, really, really good one. Next one that I'm taking is Rose. Rose is... It's also more high risk. One, I'm not necessarily a fan of the product Rose, but yeah, when it comes to trading, you should not care about products. You should care about charts, right? Now, what Rose has been doing, Rose has been crashing against Bitcoin, crashing. It went down in total of 90.5%. A lot, really a lot. Okay. I said in a video before, this is the middle finger pattern. We have the two fingers right here. We have the middle finger and the two other fingers right here. And the middle finger pattern could end up in something like this, where it says a big fuck you to your trade. But it maybe doesn't. Maybe it's not a middle finger. Maybe it's it's a thumb. on a handicapped hand. I don't know. I'm not good at these kind of things. But what I'm trying to say is this looks like a strong bottom though, right? We have a lot of support here. We have some support. It's been holding up like, yeah, it's not really holding up though. It's been making low highs. Matter of fact, Rose is like fucking weak. But again, if you're not going to buy it here, then where, right? It could go down here and you could take a big loss, like 35%, so 28%, right? But will Rose Bitcoin ever be higher than where it is today? Yeah, there's a good chance, right? There's a good chance, right? So therefore, Rose looks like, okay, well, you know, we had so much going on here again. Why not? Why is it not possible for Rose to finally have some kind of strength, right? 50%, whatever. It's 50% more Bitcoin. That's a valuable fucking thing, right? Therefore, I would love to take these trades. I had another one in this chart as well, but I'm not taking this. And that's Rune. Rune already showed its strength, right? I'm also showing you, by the way, how I look at these charts. I can go over these altcoins very quickly. You have your list and you can go, but I'm rather trying to show you how I look at it so I can, so you can also find these things yourself, right? Rune, it's very clear. These levels, we will probably never see them again, so let's forget about that. But let's take a look at this. This is an accumulation phase that we have touched in this bear market as well. Now, Rune had a lot of stuff going on right here. We wicked above it for a couple of weeks, but overall we consolidated here for like more than half a year, right? So this is a strong level. But now it went down there. It knocked a couple of times on the door and said, okay, hey, we go, right? With Rune, I feel like, yeah, but you know, this thing has already pumped like 140% or so. I'm not taking a trade that already pumped 140%. If I could short a altcoin Bitcoin pair, this will be at top of my list though, because I think that it's more sitting at resistance right now than support. So I'm not doing that one. H-bar. I like it. H-bar, good project anyway. Big downtrend, definitely. Big downtrend. Lower highs since September 2021. So H-bar has definitely been a big fucking loser compared to Bitcoin. But it's now sitting at the lowest levels that it has basically ever been since the last bull market really started. We wicked there on this chart at least. I don't know how legit it is in May 2022. We went there in July this year, and we are now sitting there again. Could it go down to the next big support level? Yes, but is that not a good buy anyway? Right? So that could be part of your DCA strategy. If you lose a trade, make it a DCA. It's all okay. So, no, but I honestly think that with H-bar, you know, the downside risk is 20%. Okay, but the upside risk, in my opinion, is like 60%. It's a good one. This is a really good one. A really good one. I'm taking this. Definitely. So Rune is there as well. I had Quant in there. I didn't take it yet. I'm happy I didn't because Quant broke, right? Quant had major support here, big resistance here, big support here again, but it broke. So it didn't hold the support. Quant is losing strength right now. And it is, in my opinion, very likely for Quant to go down another like, 17, 18% on its Bitcoin pair or so. If it reaches that level, I will definitely add it. But for now, I don't. The upside, like this is now going to be resistance like it was over here, right? So the upside on Quant, in my opinion, is like 7-8%, and the downside is more like 17-18. That's not a good trade. Definitely not. But it will come. Veracity already went a little up again, but Veracity, if it ever comes down another, like it has to go down quite hard though, 25%, definitely in my list again. I took that trade a little earlier, cashed it out somewhere over here, so already made some good money with it. But buying back my Veracity, it is not really time yet. It should at least go down to 422 Satoshis. but not where it is right now. ADA is an interesting one. Cardano, if you look at the white diagonal, well, they're all white. If you look at this diagonal trend line over here, that has been intact ever since ADA came into the game, basically, right? We started here. We had some beautiful support here. Here again. We touch it here again almost, but we broke it. So ADA is showing some kind of a weakness that it hasn't shown before ever in history, chart-wise. Could it be a wick? It could. But even then, it already closed below it. And that it has never done before. So ADA has never shown this weakness ever before. So I'm very cautious with ADA though. However, if we take away the diagonal and we look at the horizontal that's there, it is looking quite interesting, as we have support over here. We have support, resistance, however you want to take it, over here. We had a lot of support over here, a little resistance over here again. We found this support over here, here, and now we are still sitting there. So again, with ADA, I also feel like, man, you know, if you ever want to take that trade, now might be the time though. I am prepared for ADA to find this accumulation phase again though. That's this. That is, I don't like Cardano. I don't see the purpose of Cardano. I think it is highly, highly, highly overvalued. Cardano is now like 30 cents. It doesn't even deserve to be 3 cents, in my opinion. But it is. It's the meme coin of the layer ones, basically. It has a big community, but what the fuck does it do really? Right? And the valuation is insane. So I don't like it. But I'm gonna fucking buy that piece of crap anyway when it comes over here. Because anytime it showed that when it is there, it has a good run for some fucked up reason. So I'm prepared for it to come down over here. In the shorter term, I think it might have a little bounce. Last one that I'm taking is AVAX. Now, AVAX also one of the weaker coins out there. Did nothing else than making lower lows and lower highs. This complete bear market hasn't shown any fucking form of strength ever. And you could say like, yeah, well, look at this over here. It had a 105% pump, 110. That was June 2020. That was the last time that we have seen a mini alt season. And AVAX did a 2x on its Bitcoin pair. It wasn't really that spectacular if you look at other coins. But that's the best it could do. Other than that, only these small bounces that all resulted in a lower low. But now it is sitting at a level that I feel like if anywhere we should have some support, it should be over here. Here. So I'm taking it here. Could it go down here? Hell yeah. AVAX is a slightly higher risk trade as well, in my opinion. It could easily go down another 40-50%, maybe even lower than that. But I like the project. And I think over the longer term it's going to do well. So if it does go wrong, I'm going to just put it into my long-term portfolio. I'm going to just DCA whenever it gets here and have a nice entry anyway. These are the coins that I'm doing this with. Again, not to gain dollar value, but to gain Bitcoin value. Okay? These altcoins on the dollar pair, well, now let's go back to AVAX, right? These altcoins on their dollar pair, AVAX, are still in a major downtrend, right? Lower highs, lower lows. This is not me saying like, hey, you should now put your stables into this altcoin. I'm not stupid. I'm not blind. I can see a downtrend here, right? It hasn't made a higher high. It hasn't made a higher low. So what is it? A downtrend. You buy the accumulation phase, not the downtrend, right? But we do not care about the USD pair in this situation. I care about the Bitcoin pair in this situation. And this is a downtrend, by the way, a fucking big ass downtrend, definitely. But this is not a longer term play for me, okay? This is a point, these are points for me that I feel like, okay, over the longer term, I want to get rid of them still, because I think they can go lower. But over the short, medium term, I feel like, hey, it is sitting at some major support. Not impossible to have a small short-term bounce here. So if you want to do this with me, do this with me. If you just want to laugh at me, or if you want to agree with me, or whatever, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of it. But this is my way to prep myself a little bit more for the next bull run without necessarily spending money on it. So that's it. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. Again, check the Patreon out below. A lot of exclusive information, content, challenges, portfolio trackers of influencers that we follow now. Good stuff. So take a look. Take care.